Starting in early 2023, significant waves of layoffs started in the games industry.
It strikes you, it hurts, right? It's like a ton of bricks.
What am I supposed to do?
Tens of thousands of gamers have been laid off at a level that is unprecedented in the industry's history.
Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame.
Welcome to the Game Awards, or as the PS5 calls them, the awards. Which isn't to say Sony didn't pay for the darn thing, as it seems every AA dong pimple on PlayStation 5 got a participation trophy on the evening. From Astrobot to Astrobot to Astrobot. If it was a scarcely played PS5 exclusive by Billy Gibbons' beard, it was going home with more metal than Ric Flair's hips. Which is apropos, as pro wrestling is just about as much of a work. I'm not saying the Game Awards are a glorified advertising convention, but the nominees for Best New Character were Colonel Sanders, the Geico Gecko, and the Taco Bell Chihuahua. But then, in a year when game sales outright feasted on phallus, you gotta fill that time with something or you'll have more dead space than Alyssa Mercante's skull. And when they weren't handing out awards to Sony exclusives or indie Aspies for merely existing, it appears they elected to fill said dead air with dead ears. From literally who to literally huh to, oh yeah, Snoop Dogg still exists, doesn't he? If it could hold a tune and stand on two legs, it was going to be on stage in a two sizes too small suit singing a crapapella rendition of the theme from Life is Strange 17. Just going to be real here. The only game journalist opinion I want to hear less than games is music. For all their wrist-cutting-edge insistence to hipster cred, most of the skinny jeans syndicate haven't hit the refresh button on their Spotify playlist since the Dead Sea had a light cough. Sure, I haven't listened to a note of music written after the year 1989, but at least I cop to it, folks. These closet sex pest Portlandia extras have been Texas two-step into indistinct indie rock clones using the same pair of pixie boots, pea coats, and train tunnel whisper reverb since Pelosi's last period. You know, the Cretaceous, and yet they still style themselves oh so iconoclastic libertines, even as they cash their trust fund checks and watch stymied as their entire music library slowly transmogrifies into the soundtrack to a Tesla commercial. Not so for self-made mensch Jeff Keighley, though. What a jaw-dropping, diaper-filling inspiration the Dorito Pope has proven to be. I mean, just think, you too can found and run your own spine-snappingly cringe award show, and all you have to do is apply yourself, never take no for an answer, and be born the heir to the IMAX fortune. Ah, Pope Doritus Duicus Maximus the 16th, truly, you are the wind beneath my wang. Needless to say, rolling out a Kroger brand Lenny Kravitz with a tackle box full of facial piercings to holler some tune from interchangeable indie garbage number 1872 ain't exactly scratching me where I itch, sonically speaking. Granted, when I spotted the welcome, if predictably vague, Virtua Fighter 6 trailer, you couldn't have knocked me down with a Turkish water hose. Sarah Bryant is best girl, and if you've been settling for Soul Calibur and Tekken for too many years to count, I implore you to fire up Virtua Fighter 5 and for the first time in your existence, enjoy the heavenly breathed afflatus only a real fighting game can inspire. And hey kids, who wants Turok? Alright, who wants Turok as a third-person co-op game-as-service cynically cyberpunked into creative and probably financial bankruptcy? Hold for self-harm and muffled sobs. In the immortal words of the great statesman Bernie Sanders, no refunds, suckers! But like Jake Paul in an old folks' home, the hits just kept on coming, folks, as it was time for a 9-foot Troy Baker and honorary bailiff of the Lollipop Guild, Todd Howard, to kick back in the Keebler tree, jaws agape in nasally bemusement, as we all endured what the totally not paid media are already dubbing the Harrison Ford surprise at the Game Awards. Though the main surprise was that he never actually referred to Hideo Kojima as Short Round. Am I the only one scratching my head that this dude had no time to actually voice the game, but said yes to a public appearance Keighley probably paid him for in Slim Jims and scratcher tickets? I mean, it's nice Harry could pack this appearance in before he has to be at his own funeral, but as Harrison Ford's agent even know the word no? Over the last 10 years, an increasingly floppy Ford has consented to kill each and every iconic character he's ever been known for, apart from Blade Runner 2049, where the only thing he killed was the franchise. I mean, what's he need all that money for? One look at Callista Flockhart, and you know he isn't spending any of it on food. Granted, he crashed more planes than Boeing last year, and I'm sure that gets pricier than Amaranth's penicillin budget. But still, have some standards, Grandpa. You get any cheaper, we'll have to rename you to Mitsubishi. And speaking of budget Japanese slop, the Yakuza studio being nominated in multiple categories exactly 1 year after one of the biggest bombs in franchise history is proof positive. All you have to do to instantly improve 11-fold is fire Yongya. Though the narcolepsy-afflicted clickbait clown in question may have actually been an improvement over letting Hideo Kojima, replete with Yngwie Malmsteen jacket, announce the award for Best Director. I don't know what Keighley got for putting a live microphone in front of Hideo Kojima, but in a perfect world, it would have been 10 to 15 years. How is it Madonna can go to England for an afternoon and come back sounding like Mary Poppins, but after 20 years feverishly filleting every actor in Hollywood, Kojima still can't find a bathroom stall in English? Not to worry, Kojimbo. If you'll just join him in the stall, I'm sure Jeff Keighley will be happy to wait on you hand and knee. What was the game of the year, you ask? Who cares? You didn't play it. If prior years were about selling Doritos and gamer fuel while giving gold stars to all the AAA tripe, this year was a whiplash adjustment in the exact opposite direction. More obscure than an emo kid's Last FM page. More pretentious than an entire saloon full of slam poets. If it was Sony exclusive and sold 7 copies, Jeff Keighley cupped his hand, his free hand, and gave it the goosing of a lifetime. But that wasn't the story of this year's show. Mostly because no one's ever heard of half this hipster douche fume bereathed retardation. The story was all the old stuff that sucks now. If you wanted a Witcher sequel with a floppy-jowled lady Geralt who hit the wall harder than Dale Earnhardt, run, don't walk to the new game starring Pseudo-Siri and what I'm sure will not feature a series of gender-bending bull-dyke romantic options and a soundtrack featuring the Scissor Sisters. And hey, remember Helldivers 2? Yeah, me either, but what a weekend that was. Indeed, despite an apology tour 12 months deep and more patches than a hobo's bindle, the fortunes of Helldivers 2 still feel like watching Cinderella in reverse. Really, if the awards and indeed 2024 itself had a byline, it'd be don't count your pay-to-win game-as-service chickens before they flop. Sure, Fortnite still prints more money than the Fed, but for every Overwatch or Warframe, there's been a cacophony of Concord or the literal clown show that is current year Hunt Showdown. Friends, countrymen, we witness at present a magnificent market recorrection, a soul-affirming annihilation of a vestigial industry. So pop some corn and kick back as a bevy of battle pass pushing, emote selling, DLC cameo character crap and pronoun pounding pew-pew shooters take it on the chin harder than Jeff Keighley in that bathroom stall I just mentioned. I'm Razor Fist. Let the new day come, and Godspeed.
Oh, wait. Huh? There's Kojima, look. Ooh. Did you know that Jeff Keighley's friends with him?
Yeah, but does Kojima know that?